Good afternoon. I'll just wait for a few of you to come in. Just making sure I'm live on all the correct pages. Let's just... yes, we're live on that one. And we should be live on Pink Frog as well. Yep, we're all live and ready to go. So I'll just wait a couple of minutes for a few of you to come in, and then I'll go through some of the offers that we've got on, and Kimberly will share some links as well. So let's pop, if I turn my wrong one, put him down. Right, I'm not seeing any comments. Surprise, surprise. So I'll just wait a moment. Oh, Carol's watching. Hello, Carol. Thank you for tuning in. Not very nice weather here in Nottingham. I'm looking at the sky. I've got a line full of washing and I'm looking at the sky thinking, I think it's going to bucket down any moment. It's not looking very good out there. So we've had some glorious weather for August, but yes, the weather at the moment here is not looking particularly good. So hopefully where you are, it's a bit brighter, because it won't be long before the children go back, and normally when the children go back, that's when it turns out nice. So Kimberly's in the house, that's good. So I've got a few of you now in. Let me just check Pink Frog's page. No, it's not wanting to play ball. Give me a moment, let me clear my iPad. And then I think we will make a start. No, it's not bringing it up. The internet is not working brilliantly for me today. Hopefully, well, the signal's fine. It's just me trying to get onto other pages. So I'm going to stick with my page then. So we're all there. So Kimberly's on hand to answer any questions as they come up. Okay, so she can help you out. I'm not seeing any comments at the moment, so I'm just going to carry on, as we say. So today we are talking about our lovely 10.5 by 30s. I know you're going to see it back to front, and many of you may have seen the storage that we actually made for this in another Facebook Live that Pink Frog did. So if you missed out on the storage for your card blanks, check out that live, because I did a chart with all the storage for your lives, and mine is over on the shelf just beside me here, all in its boxes. So, and I've got it all labelled so I know what colours I'm running out of, what I need, so it's all there for you. Kimberly probably will leave the link for that Facebook Live so you can catch up if you miss that. So a few good things to tell you about. Let me get the right ones up. So the large 3D foam pads, these are the ones that are 25 by 25 mils by 2 mils. They're nice big wide ones. These are on a special offer and they are down to $13.49. I think I'm right in thinking, Kimberly, is that correct? It's till Friday, because then all the offers will change again. Kimberly will check for me with that. Gesso, we've got gesso on. Now you've got to buy one, get one free on the gesso, which is fabulous. So you can use that for your for stenciling through, for putting on your MDF, that type of thing. Hi Sue, thank you for tuning in. And you're going to get 2 tubes of that. So you just put one in your basket, and the lovely people at Pink Frog will add an extra one free. And that works out £4 or 4p for a tube with your extra 10% discount. Now, I know a lot of you have already signed up to the Pink Frog newsletter to get your 10% discount. If you haven't, where have you been? Please sign up to the newsletter, because then each month you'll be sent a special discount code which will give you 10% off everything on the Pink Frog website. Okay, we've got we've got the gold rainbow mirror. Yes, Friday 9 AM, all the codes change, so stock up now. So we've got the gold rainbow mirror on a buy one get one free as well. Okay, so don't forget to check that out. I've been using that the last few weeks. We've got, and I'm trying to look for mine and I can't see it on the desk here in front of me, the Crafter's Companion tape pens. I've normally got one on the desk. Let me see if I can grab one from my drawer. There we go. The Crafter's Companion tape pens. We've got those and they're down to £2.25 each. So grab those. We've got new blending brushes. These are like the stencil style blending brushes. I haven't actually got one here, but Kimberly will share you a link. They're the lovely pencil ones with the little bristles at the end. So perfect for your stenciling. Okay. And they're 90p each. Crackers price. We've got obviously the fabulous 10.5 centimetre by 30 centimetre. That's on a buy one get one free as well. Hi Susan. So great for you to stock up on what you're going to be doing. So today I'm going to go through all the card folds for your 10.5 by 30. Plus we're going to do that memory book, which often gets missed out. It's on our instructions and we never get to share it. So we're going to be making this as well. And this is all made with the 10.5 by 30. So it's a brilliant little book. Perfect. Goes nice and flat if you want to post it as well. So just by sliding the spine, it goes nice and flat. You've got a nice substantial little book there. And that is made from our 10.5 by 30. So I'm going to be making that with you in all time as well. So, and the super smooth. Now, 10.5 by 30 in the super smooth, that works out at 3p a sheet. So if you use our super smooth for your card blanks, 3p for a card blank, that's a cracker's price. Absolutely crackers. Hi Avril, thank you for tuning in. So we've got, obviously, this is just tipping the iceberg of all the fabulous colours that are available in the 10.5 by 30. I don't think there isn't one that we don't do out of all the colours. This is just some, okay? But I've just grabbed these ready so I can start doing my folds. Hi Terry, thanks for dropping in. I'm fine. I'm hoping you are too. I wonder what the weather's like at Cleethorpes. So I think without further ado, we'll get the camera down. We'll see where it's going to land. Because sometimes I have it right down low and sometimes I have to have it up high. It's just crazy. Who knows? Who knows? So, got my arm ready. So let's turn you round without making you too giddy. And we'll get the positioning just right. Let me have a little look. Oh, that's looking pretty good. That's looking about, I think we'll go with that. Hi Mo, thank you for joining us. Right, we've got quite a few of you joining now. That's lovely. So, as you know, you normally get your crib sheet with your card blanks, but we've started doing videos now so people can actually see how to do the folds in real time. So if you're a visual person, this is perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go through them all with you, but don't forget to check out this offer, because this offer of buy one get one free runs out on Friday at 9 AM. As I said, there's lots and lots of colours. There's so much you can make with this. Okay, so This is just tipping the iceberg of the colours. Also on there, on the instructions, you get to make this little box frame card as well. If we get time, we'll do that one as well. But if you missed out on how I did box frames, check out that Facebook Live as well, because that's always a good one. And as I said, we're going to look at the memory book that you can also make with this size card. And then that's nice because it lays nice and flat for postage, so you can make that as well with this size card. So it's a brilliant size card to have. One thing I do want to just to share with you, for anybody that's thinking, why do I need this size card? Because it's in centimetres, and if you're getting a bit confused with the centimetres and what you need this for, let me pop that under there. Basically, in old money, you're looking at roughly a 6x4. Let me just double check. It's just under 6, and it's just about 4. So you're looking at that size card. But whereas this size card is normally this way, opening out, because you've got the length, it opens as a landscape. So it's just a little bit different from the cards that you buy on the high street. So if you want just a tent fold, it opens as a nice landscape. You could have it opening that way as well, no problem at all. So it fits perfectly in your envelopes, no problem at all. So let's just see who else we've got there. We've got hello Pam, hello Tracy, hello Julie. How are you doing, Julie? It's been a long time since I've seen you. So yes, so thank you all for joining in. So I think without further ado, we'll make a start. So I'll just get my scoreboard. I've got my scoring tool, my bone folder, and my glue, and then we'll be ready to go. Right, so let's have a look at the 10.5 by 30 centimetre pink frog cards. So this is your, it's not getting in there, but this is your card blanks. This is the storage container that I made. You can see the Pink Frog Facebook Live, so you can make your own. Okay, it comes in an array of colours. There's lots of different colours from Pink Frog cards, and this is just a few of them. But let's look at the card folds that you can actually make with this size card. So again, we're looking at 10.5 centimetres by 30 centimetres. So I'm going to pop this to one side. I'm going to use my little scoreboard here today. This is my little score master. And I'm going to take the first one and we're going to score this at 15 centimetres. Fold that over, give that a burnish, and you've got that lovely tent fold card. You can have it landscape, you can have it portrait, but it's just an unusual fold to the ones that you would normally buy on the high street. Okay, so that's your first one. That's your tent fold card. Now let's look at the Z fold card. So with this one, I'm working in centimetres again. I'm going to score at 7.5 and 15 centimetres. So you're going to fold that one that way. And then you're going to fold the other one back on itself. And that gives you your lovely Z fold card. And if I bring a black and white version in, you can see by adding your mats and layers how you got lots of space for putting your embellishments. Let's look at the next one. And this time we are going to score at 7.5 centimetres from one end. Going to do a half turn and score at 7.5 centimetres from the other. Give these a little burnish, and this is going to give you your lovely gatefold card. And if I just bring a little black and white concept suite here, you can see how you can add your mats in here to create that lovely card. But again, the size is always the same. Let's look at a side gatefold card. So this time I'm going to score at 10 centimetres. Okay, and then I need 25. Now I'm working on a small scoreboard. Not a problem at all, because if you fold that across and butt that up, we've done 10. So now if we butt that up and score at 15, you've got that lovely side gatefold. So there's your side gatefold all ready to go. And the nice thing is, once you mat and layer up the decoration, you've got nice little panels to put sentiments on, as well as your decoration. So that's your side gatefold card. We're now going to look at the pop-out card. Now for the pop-out card, you're going to need 2 card blanks. So the first card blank, you are going to score in half at 15, just like we did with the half fold card. So I'm going to use this half fold card that I created at the beginning. With your second card, you are going to score at 7.5 and then 15. I'm going to turn mine, but if not, you've got a longer scoreboard, you'd score at 22.5. But I'm just going to do a half fold, half turn, and score again at 7.5. You're now going to create valleys and mountains with this, because this is going to give you your pop-out option. You'll notice when you burnish your card, you get no cracking. It's just good quality card. The colour is through to the core. Now at this stage, if you wanted to cut an aperture, this is when you would pop this in your die cutting machine, pop a die on there, and you could cut an aperture out if you wish. But let's glue this together so you can see how this works. I'm going in with my Pink Frog EVA. So I'll pop some glue on here to start with, just going all the way around. Okay, you're going to take 1/2 and you're going to match these up together. Give that a little burnish down. And then with this other side, so that's your first panel. These are the 2 you could cut your aperture out of. And then this is the last panel. And you're going to do exactly the same thing again on here. And you're going to push that up to there. Give that a little burnish down. And you've created your K card or pop-out card, which folds lovely and flat for postage, but can give you that great impact. So by adding your mat and layers on there, you've got 4 nice panels. If you want to cut an aperture, you can, but it folds nice and flat for postage, which is perfect. So that's your pop-out card. We're now going to do an easel card. Now for this one, you're going to need 1.5 cards. Okay, but the first one, you're going to score at 7.5 and 15. Okay, you're going to fold that in half and then fold that in half again. So that is the base for your easel. Then if you take your trimmer and cut one of your card blanks down to 15 centimetres. Keep the other piece back because you can always use that again to make another one. So you've got your plain piece, you've got a panel there and a panel there. This first panel, if you pop your glue on the first panel, take the piece that you've just cut, and then you're going to pop that matched up to there perfectly. Give it a little burnish down to let the glue disperse, and that will give you your easel card. So if I bring a blank in here, just by adding a little stopper, you've got the stopper to your easel card, but then it all folds nice and flat for your postage. So that is your easel card. So the next one we're going to look at is a double gatefold. Let me just pop the lid onto my glue. So double gatefold, we'll go this side. So we're going to score at 5 centimetres and 10 centimetres. We're going to do a half turn, and we're going to do the same again. 5 centimetres and 10 centimetres. You're going to fold one in and one out, so you've got that zigzag going on, yeah? And you're going to do exactly the same on the other side as well. And then this is going to give you a lovely double gatefold card. This is a nice small card, and this is perfect sometimes for when you're batch making cards like Christmas. If you just need to have quick cards for, say, members of children, you know, class friends, or you could do little birthday invitations, anything you like with that. But it's a nice sweet little card to make. So that's your double gatefold card. We're now going to do a trifold card. So long side at the top again, and you're going to score at 10 centimetres and 20 centimetres. And you're going to fold one way and one the other way. So this will give you your lovely trifold. So it's like a zigzag card. Now another way you can use this, if I bring in the one we've done here just to share with you. So that's your trifold. You've got 3 panels there to decorate. Now, if you're into, say, your parchment or cross stitch or embroidery, and you wanted to make a card with an aperture, on your first panel, if you cut an aperture, whether it's a square, whether it's a circle, whatever you like, you can pop then your parchment or embroidery, stick that one down flat. You've still got a card, but you've created an aperture to house your lovely topper, whether it be some cross stitch, parchment, anything you like, but it gives you a different style of card. So really your trifold card is a 2-in-1. So that's your trifold card. We're now going to look at the pocket fold and the double pocket fold. So for this one, again, you are going to score at 10 centimetres and you are going to score at 20 centimetres. Okay, but on this last panel, so that's your first 2 panels, on this last panel we're going to cut a line from this point up to this point. So I'm going to pop it in my trimmer to do this because it's easier. So you're going on your last panel from that point to that point. If you look at a lot of trimmers, you've got a little gully down here. This can support where you want that point to be. It will hold it still for you. And then you can just lever this back and forward where you want it. So I've got the top end there finishing in my cut point. Cut that across. Now we'll give this a little burnish. Okay. So this is going to make your pocket card. So with a little bit of glue, you can just put a little bit of glue down the bottom. So this style of card is really good if you're wanting to give a gift voucher. You know, like sometimes birthdays and that, you want to pop a little gift voucher in there. So that gives you one pocket. Now the piece you've cut away, you could also add on the front of there to create a double pocket. So just by putting a thin bead of glue on two sides, you can create a cross or a double pocket. So you've got that option. And if I just bring in a black and white version, can you see how you've got two little spaces? Bring that card in. You've got two little spaces that you can add little vouchers, little notes, photographs, anything you like. So that's your pocket card. Okay, so that's that one. I'm getting a right pile here next to me. I think you can just about see them on the camera there. So now let's look at the inverted stepper. So let me pop my lid on the glue, just so that's all in one spot. Good housekeeping to have. So I'm going to use my trimmer for this to start with. So let's bring the trimmer in. And the nice thing about the 10.5 by 30 card blanks is that this enables you to pop this actually in your trimmer. Let me get, which one should we have? Let's have a good bit of super smooth. So yes, most trimmers will take that measurement, so you haven't got to worry about a craft knife. Now for this one, you're going to be doing a cut from 2 centimetres to 17 centimetres. Now my trimmer arm here is in inches, but the way you can get around that is if you just get a little pen and a ruler, and you do a little mark. So I'm just going to mark this at, just holding that still, 2 centimetres, which is about there. And then I've already got my mark up there. Let me just double check. For 17. Yeah, so I've just done 2 little marks with a pen. You can wipe it off afterwards with a baby wipe, no problem at all. So I've got my marks on my trimmer all ready to go. So you're going to pop your paper in your trimmer, and this is so much easier than doing craft knives. I'm just going to slide this arm out. So I'm now going to line my paper up with the 2 centimetre point on this part of the trimmer. So I've lined that up at 2 centimetres. Going to put the arm down. On your trimmer you'll have a blade mark where the blade cuts. So I'm going to go down to 2 centimetres and up to 17. So I've done that once. I'm going to slide this over and this time put it here in the 2 centimetre mark. Bring the arm down again, down to 2 centimetres, up to 17. Okay, so you've got your 2 cut marks already in with no craft knife in sight. So nice and safe. Bring your scoreboard in, and then you're going to score this between the 2 lines. So you're going between the 2 lines. So you're going to find the gully for 2 centimetres. So we're going between those 2 cut lines. 2 centimetres. I'm just finding my other one. 4 centimetres, so just feel for the ridge. So that's 4 centimetres. And then I'm just following my instructions here. So 2, 4 and 17, which is up here. So just again, find that little gully and do that. And then you're going to come back to 15, and this time you're going to score on the outside. So you're going 15 to the first cut line, and then I like to just turn it over and do 15 again to that first cut line. Let's move the scoreboard out of the way. So we've done all our cutting, all our scoring. Okay, so we're going to just put this in because this is our inverted stepper. Lay that nice and flat. Give those scores a little burnish. There you go. And there is your lovely inverted stepper. Very quick and easy to make with this size card because it fits in your trimmer, no problem at all. And again, folds nice and flat for postage. So that's your inverted stepper. Now the other instructions you get for this card size are the instructions to make an A6 memory book. So here is a finished A6 memory book, and this is very easily done with this card size. It's nice because it lays nice and flat to view, plus the fact you can pop it flattish to post. You haven't got that big bulk, lays nice and flat. And this also has little pockets you can have, if you don't glue it all down, in between the pages. So let's make one. I'm going to go in this time with, I had it all here ready. I have got it all here ready. I'm going to use the watercolour card. And I'm going to use the watercolour card because I thought this time I'm going to make an art journal. So scoreboard, and you're going to score your first one at 15. Where are we? Is it the first one at 15? No, we won't do the first one at 15. We'll stop there. I'm going to do it as it is on the instructions. We will need that for the page, but that's fine. That's not a problem. Let's start off with the hinge. That's the word. The hinge. So you're going to take a piece of your 10.5 centimetres by 30 centimetres, and you're going to score at 1 centimetre intervals from 7 centimetres. So you're going to start here at 7 centimetres. Okay, and we're going to go 1, and you're just going to go all the way along 1 centimetre intervals. Okay, so 13, 14, 15, making sure it's all butt in there straight, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Now you need to go up to 23. So not a problem. This board only goes up to 20.5. So what I'm going to do is turn it, because I know I need to do 3 more centimetres. So this is now in at 10. If I come back here, this will give me my 23 centimetres. And if I bring my ruler in, you will see here. So we start at 7 centimetres and we score along at 1 centimetre increments up to 23 centimetres. Okay, so let me just move the scoreboard a moment. Now this is where really you can start, you can see all those ridges now. This is where really you should be burnishing. But I'm going to take that little step out the equation because we're going to do it after we put the tape on. So I'm going to use my 9mm red line tape. So this is the Pink Frog red line tape. And what you're going to do is every third mark, you're going to put a piece of red line tape. So put that one on there. And then I've got my red line tape snips just here. I keep putting stuff down and I keep forgetting where I put it. So that's 1, 2. So 1. So you've got your gap, you've got your line 1, 2, 3. Or look at it as your gaps 1, 2, 3. So then you're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we're going in that one. So we'll put 9mm because it fits absolutely perfectly in there on that one. And then you're going to go again 1, 2, 3. So let's pop that onto there. And I know I haven't burnished my red line tape yet. I'm going to do that at the end. So 1, 2, 3. Onto there. Trim that end off. And then 1, 2, 3. And we will stick that down onto there. Now I'm going to go in with my bone folder and just burnish the red line tape down. You'll see that your red line tape changes colour when you burnish it down. And I'm using the watercolour card, so it's got that little bit of texture to it. When you burnish your red line tape down, what it's doing is it's pushing the fibres of the glue from your tape into the fibres of your cardstock. So when you come to remove the backing, it makes it easier. Plus the fact you've already started that burnishing process. So now we're going to start putting these together. So if you start from this end, let's start from this end, okay. You've got, this is going to be your part of your front cover. You're going to have a spacer. This one is going to come up. So you're doing valleys and mountains. Okay, I'm going to just share it with you this way. So you're going to start doing valleys and mountains. So can you see we put the red line tape on the every third one. As we take it off, it's going to stick to the second one to make our hinge. Okay, so this just saves a little bit of over burnishing. We like to save time. So I've taken my tape off. I'm going to fold this side of my card down. Give that a good burnish. Fold it back on itself. And you're fine. We'll do the same again. Don't worry about the other side yet. Stay with me. We've done that one. So we're going to fold this one. This one's going to go, where are we? That one's going to go over. Again, giving that a good burnish down. Fold it back on yourself again. So you can see where you're getting your spaces. Next one off. Fold that back on itself. Give that a little burnish. Fold it back again. And you're done. Next one. Fold it over on itself. So you're doing the second space and the third space together. Fold it back on yourself. And you're done. Then take the last one where you're going to fold that over on itself. And then back on itself. And then the last thing you're going to do is to fold that one up. Okay. And then you're going to start folding these, because they've all folded that way. We're now going to push them all over this side. So you're getting movement now in your hinge. So let's just give those a good burnish down. So now if I stand that up, you can see what you've got. So you've got your 5 slots for your 5 pages. You've got a space at the end before your cover, and you've got a space that end before your cover. So that is your hinge system. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do on your hinge system, and I've got one started, I'm going to stick with my 9mm tape. I've started one here. We're going to start covering our hinges with red line tape. So the easiest way again to do this is if you, she says, get one down. So you're going to pop it along there. Just press that down with your finger. Now I just bring mine back on itself rather than doing extra cuts, but go with how you find most easy to do. So that's now stuck on both sides, and I can trim that end off. So rather than doing 2 trims, I've done 1. But let me show you the other way where you'll do 2 trims. So the other way is you'd lay that down, trim that end, fold it over that way, and put some tape on that side. Okay, so you've got 2 ways of doing it there. And then the last thing you're going to do, you will have noticed on these, we've mitered just those ends because it gives a nicer look to your book. Okay, so I've done those 3. So let's just do this one. So when you miter, you're going from the score line just in a bit. You're just taking that wedge off a bit. And let's do that one. And then we turn over and we'll do that one. And then we'll do that one. Okay, so now you've got your hinge all done. You've got your red line tape all on your pieces ready for the pages. Okay, so you've got this all ready to go. Unfortunately, I can't bring my camera down any closer, but that is your hinge system done. The last thing you're going to do on here is the back here. For this style of book, you're going to put tape across because we're going to have a flat spine. So this time I'm going in with my 12mm tape. So I like to go all the way across, just nice and flat to that last score line. And then you're going to snip it at that last score line. So you're going to do a few lines of these across, because to do this bit with wet glue is not very easy. It is better with your red line tape. And the reason we use red line tape is because red line tape is really construction. That's why I would use red line tape over your normal finger lift tape. So I'm just putting a couple of lines across here. I'll put one more. You don't have to fill the whole thing in, but as long as you've got some across most of it, that is good. And you know what I'm going to tell you? Yes, give that a good burnish down. Okay, so we've created now our hinge. All right, so that is that piece done. Okay, so that's all ready. So the next part we're going to do is we are going to take a little piece to put now on the back of our spine, which is going to go on the back of here. So we need to cut this down to 10.5 centimetres by 15. Okay, so you're going to cut that, so you've got that piece. And what I want you then to do is to make a pencil mark or a little mark in the middle. In fact, I'm going to do mine in my scoreboard. I think that is going to be easier. So this is 15 centimetres. So if you do a little mark at 7.5, and I'm going to do one top and bottom. So I've got just a little mark going on there. Now the reason you want this little mark is we're going to take the tape off our back, and then the centre point, which is going to be, if you look to your outside, you're going in, which is going to be that one, is going to line up with this one just here. Now I'm just going to take all my tape off. If you feel unsure, take half off at a time. Okay. This one doesn't want to come off. Obviously didn't burnish that down very well. There we go. Okay, so we've got our nice sticky back. So I know that that centre part of the hinge needs to be lined up with these two. So you're just going to lay it on. I'm trying not to get my head in shot. I think that's about right. And then just go in with your bone folder and just burnish between each of your hinges. Okay, so that's all burnished down. And then what I like to do with this piece, because we now need this piece bending over, if you bring the scoreboard back in and just run your tool down that edge, because then that's going to give us the piece for our cover that's going to go over. Okay, so we'll do the same thing again. So find the gully. Let's go over to here. That's it. So then that will fold over for the cover. All right. So I think that's all right. I'm just going to take, can you see I've not quite lined that up there, but it's not an issue because we can take that off. Okay. So now we need to attach our lovely covers. So you're going to take another piece of your 10.5 by 30 cardstock, and you're going to trim this at the halfway point at 15 centimetres. So this is going to give you your front and back cover. So there you go, your two covers. So let's stick those on first. So I'm going in with some wet glue for this one. So I'm just going to pop some wet glue down here. And then you're going to put this on top. Now don't push it right in, because you need to be able to have that hinge or that cover move. So just put it so you can see that score line. So just line it up. So I've got my score line there. Give that a little burnish down. And then we're going to pop some glue on this one just here. And that's going to flap over to there. And again, just giving that a nice burnish down. Just wipe any glue that's seeped out. So that's one side. I'm going to turn it around and we're going to do exactly the same again. So we take our piece again just here. Don't push it right the way in. Just go to that score line. Okay, so your cover can move. Give that a nice burnish down. And then we'll pop glue on the top bit just here as well. There we go, pop that down. Just give that a burnish down there on the back. So there you go, there's your hinge. There's your book cover. So just give that, because you got that extra weight there, just give that a little flatten out. Give that a little burnish, because we're changing the fibres of the paper. Now I'm using the Pink Frog watercolour card here, because I thought, oh, this would make a lovely art journal. Okay, so just by doing that alone, can you see you've now got that movement in that area? That glue's still a little bit wet, but that's not a problem. But that's how you attach your covers. Now let's look at the pages. Now this bit's really easy. So let me just pop my lid on the glue. We're going to bring that scoreboard in again. Now we've got 5 hinges. So that means we can have 5 pages. And the pages are very easy for this, because you're going to take your 10.5 by 30 centimetre cardstock and you're just going to score at 15 centimetres. And you're going to do that on 5 card blanks. That's 2. 3. 4. And 5. So that was nice and easy. Let's put my board out the way. And you know what I'm going to tell you now. Yes, we are going to burnish. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we're going to bring our book in and we can start attaching our pages. So I'm going to start at the back. So I'm going to peel off this first one. You're going to take one of your card blanks. You're going to butt it near to your hinge and then lay your hinge over. Give that a little burnish down. Remove the second backing. Now, if you want to close your page up, you'll put glue all the way across. If you want to create a little pocket, you're just going to put some glue down the bottom. So if you want to close it up, you're going to go all the way across. If you're going to do the pocket, I'll do the pocket version. So you've got it like that. You've got your score line. So you're just going to lay it down flat and give that a burnish down. Rub all the way along here where the glue is. Just wipe that with your thumb. And then we do the next one. And this is as quick and easy as this book is to make. Now, if you're someone that makes and sells for charity on stalls, I know we've got Christmas coming, but if you make to sell for charity, these little books are a brilliant idea because they don't use much of the cardstock up. They're nice and easy, manageable size. plus they're really quick and easy to pop together, as you can see. So you're just going to continue along. Take the back off that one. All the way along here. I could have put red line tape at the bottom, but I felt it was just easier to add the glue, just showing that you can use glue as well. You could use glue on your hinges, but personally I find the red line tape is easier to bring together. So you're just going to keep lining them up. Popping those on. Lay that down. Wipe any glue away. Last one. Just lining that up. Lay your hinge down. Give a little burnish. Take that one off. I thought I saw a piece of red line tape there. Pop your bit of glue there along the bottom. And give that a rub. So that is as quick and easy as it is to create a lovely little mini album with your 10.5 by 30 centimetre card blanks. This one has got the little pockets in the top, so you could add extra little photos, memorabilia, whatever you want. If you don't, you just glue the whole thing shut, no problem at all. It can lay flattish for your postage. Bear in mind this is the watercolour one, so the cardstock's a little bit thicker, but it doesn't matter. Either way it works. And if I pull the finished decorated one in here, using the Pink Frog True Black, you can see how easily it works and how gorgeous it works. It's a super cute little mini album. Now the last thing we can actually do with our 15 by 30s as well is to make a box frame card. So this is your card blank, as you've done with your half fold, but then you can make a little box frame to go over the top of this. I pre-started some, but if you don't know how to do dot box frames, I'm going to do the first one with you, but also there is another Facebook Live from Pink Frog where we've made box frames, so you can see how that's done as well. So what you're going to need to do to make your box frame is, obviously you've got your half fold card. You're then going to take a further 2 card blanks and you're going to cut them. Let me show you how I cut these, just so you can see. So, let me pull that arm out. So you're going to cut 2 pieces down to 16 centimetres. Hope that's on there. Let me move that over a bit. There we go. Down to 16 centimetres. And you're then going to cut that so it's 16 centimetres by 5.5 centimetres. And that's the one you're going to keep. With the other piece, you're going to cut this down to 11.5 centimetres by 5.5. So with 3 card blanks, you can make a lovely little frame like this. So you're going to need 2 pieces of 16 by 5.5 and 2 pieces of 11.5 by 5.5. So next thing is we get our scoreboard, and you're going to do the same scores on both. Okay, so if you just watch with me, we're on the centimetre side again. Okay, so you're going to score at 0.5 centimetre, 1.5 centimetres. You're going to score at 3 centimetres and 4 centimetres. So that's 0.5 centimetre, 1.5, 3 centimetres and 4 centimetres. And you're going to do that on all 4. You're always going to turn clockwise. So at the top here now is that little piece that's 0.5 centimetre. And you'll do that again on all 4. So then you are going to do a score line at 1 centimetre all the way down. But then you're going to do 2.5 centimetres to the second score line only. And again, you're going to do that on all 4. So it looks like that. So you've always got that little piece at the top. So you score all the way down at 1 centimetre, then 2.5 to the second score line. For this, I'm going to use 3mm red line tape because we're doing construction. So you're going to put your red line tape on that little 0.5 centimetre piece, just there. Okay, and then I like to go in with my 9mm, and this time you're going to go, oh, where are we? This is what I like about the Pink Frog red line tape. You always go right to the end of your roll. So this time you're going to go on that little square there. Doesn't matter, you don't have to be precise about it because we're going to cut a piece away. So that's why I like to put my tape on before I trim. So let me get my snips. So where you've got your red line tape here, you're going to just go slightly at a mitre, and then you're going to take that across, and then you're going to go slightly at a mitre there. Where we've got this line here, you're going to cut on that score line to the second score line, and then we're going to do a diagonal from that point to that point. And I'm just going in with my scissors doing this. Okay, so we take that part away. Now this is where I like to then come in and do the burnishing. I find it's just easier to get your tape down first. Okay, so just take your time because this is quite a narrow frame. But it's nice if you do card making where you're doing like decoupage and bringing things up. It just gives a lovely look to your frame cards. So burnish that one there. So right, my glue's knocked over. Put that there. We're now going to take the tape off this strip. Now if you fold this flat, if you've got your scoring and your cutting all correct, you should be able to fold this piece over on itself and it fits perfectly. And just give that a good burnish down. So that's created our tube for our frame. Okay, so I've got my other 4 here. Now these are this is a frame where you've got your tabs on. So let's just finish this off. So I'm going to take a tab off a long one because you're going to play trains now. So you take the tab off a long one and it's going to fit inside one of the short ones. So just take your time to fit it in. I like to just lay it flat like that and give it a little burnish. Now you've got your thin one. So we'll take the red line tape off that. And now you're going to attach it to a long one because we're doing a rectangular frame. So you're going to join it up, lay it down flat, bring that in. And then your last one you're going to take off and you're attaching to the little one. So line that up, press that down, and they're going to line that up. Okay, so that is your frame. So then what we're going to do is you're going to take your glue and you're going to put a little bit of glue on the inside there and a little bit on the top. You're going to fold it in so it creates that lovely frame. And because we've had the tabs, can you see you've got a nice finish to the outside of your frame? You're going to do the same thing again. So tape on that inside, a little bit on the top, fold that in on itself, you've got that nice finish. And again, same thing, a little bit on the top, close that in. Now this is where you need to work quickly, so we're going to take that red line tape off there, put my glue in here and a little bit on the top there, because you're going to fold this in. There we go, down we go. So that is giving you your frame. On the back you've got your straight edges. So have I got a plain card here? No. So let's get a plain card to pop it onto. Let's have a brown one. So one of your card blanks again, your 10.5 by 30s, score at 15. Give that a nice little burnish. And then this can be stuck on the front of your card to create your lovely box frame card. So there are your folds. So we've done, let's move that across. There's all your card folds that we've created. Your box frame. And also your little mini album. All from your 10.5 by 30 centimetre card blanks from Pink Frog. Right, we just put my lid on the glue, and sorry I've run over a little bit, but I shall turn around to see what everyone is saying. Let me flip the camera around. Hello, how are we all? That was quite a busy lot of folding, wasn't it? I think I need to put the cushion on my chair. I hope everybody enjoyed that. So not only have you got all these fabulous folds, you've got your half folds, we've got the Z fold, we've got the gate fold, we've got the side gate folds, we've got your lovely pop outs that you could cut an aperture in if you wanted to. We've got that lovely easel, which is nice and quick and easy to make. We've got that super cute little double gate fold, which I think is amazing. And then we've got that lovely trifold. But again, you could cut an aperture in the first panel, glue it to the second, and you've got a nice aperture card as well. You've got your little pocket card, which is perfect for your little gift cards. And that lovely inverted stepper, which you've seen by cutting that on your paper trimmer with this size card no craft knife involved, really quick and easy to make, but a nice size card. We then just done the box frame card if you're into doing your decoupage. And finally, the lovely little mini book that you could make for any occasion. So I did the one with the watercolour card, which is perfect for junk journaling, doesn't need any mats and layers. Or you can just use scraps you've got, and that's all I've done here is scraps I had left over from another project. Perfect for filling in that little book. So I hope you've enjoyed today's Pink Frog Facebook Live. It's been a lovely afternoon already doing all that. Don't forget about your special offers. So just to recap, because these run out at 9 AM on Friday. So you've got the large foam pads, so they're your 25mm by 25mm by 2mm, and they're down to £13.49. So the price will be going up at 9 o'clock on Friday. You've got your 2 tubes of gesso. So you buy 1 tube of gesso and they're going to pop another one in your package free. So it works out at £4.04 for your gesso. You've got buy one get one free on your gold mirror card. Now you've seen me use that a lot over the last few weeks, and Claire, it's a brilliant cardstock to add for those mats and layers. Do that black ice technique on as well, emboss it. There's lots of things you can do with that. You've got your, I'll put it away again, your Crafter's Companion tape pens. They're at £2.25. We've got those on offer. You've got the lovely little blending brushes. I haven't got one here, but if you check out the website, and if you look Craft Alongs with Claire and Dawn, you'll see all the products. Kimberly will pop an image of it there for you. And then finally, don't forget, buy one get one free until Friday at 9 AM. I know it's back to front, 10.5 centimetres by 30 centimetre cardstock in all the fabulous colours. You've seen me make all these card blanks, so you've seen what you can do with them. You've seen the lovely colours that are available. There's just lots that you can do with this card size. It might be small, but it's very mighty. You can do a lot with this card size. So I do hope you've enjoyed today's Facebook Live, and I will look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.